Imagine stepping into a medieval village on a warm summer afternoon. The sun is out, the market is buzzing, the bread smells amazing, and then it hits you. The air, not smoke, not animals, people. Whole streets of people who, by modern standards, almost never bathed. Now here's the strange part. Medieval people didn't think they were dirty. In fact, many of them believed they were being smart. Clean water, they thought, could be dangerous. Warm water especially. They believed it opened the pores of the skin and let sickness crawl inside like an invisible thief. Picture a medieval doctor standing over a wooden table, wearing a long robe and a serious face, warning a nervous family that too much bathing could weaken the body. To them, water wasn't refreshing. It was risky. So instead of soap and showers, they relied on fresh clothes. They believed linen shirts and undergarments pulled dirt away from the skin like a silent sponge. Here's where it gets even stranger. Public bathhouses actually existed across Europe. In cities like Paris, London, and Vienna, you could find places where people soaked in big wooden tubs, chatted, drank, and sometimes flirted. It wasn't just about getting clean. It was social. It was loud. It was lively. But then something happened that changed everything. The Black Death. When the plague tore through Europe in the 1300s, killing millions, fear took over daily life. People started looking for anything to blame. Bathhouses became suspects. Warm water, steam, crowded rooms. The perfect place, they thought, for disease to sneak from body to body. One by one, bathhouses closed their doors. And with them, regular bathing faded into memory. Now imagine a noble in a stone castle, rich, powerful, dressed in heavy velvet and fur. You think wealth meant luxury baths, right? Not quite. Some kings and queens were known to bathe only a few times a year. There's a famous story about Queen Isabella of Castile claiming she bathed only twice in her life. Once at birth, once before her wedding. Instead of water, they turned to perfume. Strong perfume. They soaked handkerchiefs, gloves, and even their clothes in floral oils and spices. Walking through a royal court must have been like stepping into a cloud of roses, cinnamon, and sweat all at once. Here's a curious thought. If bathing was rare, what about teeth? Medieval toothpaste wasn't minty or fresh. Some people rubbed their teeth with cloths dipped in salt or herbs. Others chewed on sticks to scrape away bits of food. It wasn't pretty, but it was practical. Now think about winter. Cold stone houses, frozen rivers, no indoor plumbing. Heating water meant hauling buckets, building fires, and waiting hours. A full bath wasn't just rare. It was a major event. For many families, it happened maybe once a year. And everyone used the same tub, in the same water, one after another. The father first, then the sons, then the mother, then the daughters. By the time the baby went in, the water was so cloudy you could barely see the bottom. But here's the twist. Medieval people didn't walk around thinking they smelled bad. Their noses were used to it. What shocked them was strong, foreign smells. Spices from the east, perfumes from distant lands. Even certain flowers could seem overpowering. And yet, despite all this, medieval society still cared deeply about appearance. Clean clothes, brushed hair, and neat posture mattered. A person who looked messy was judged, even if no one expected them to smell like soap and shampoo. So next time you turn on a hot shower without thinking twice, remember this. For most of human history, bathing wasn't comfort. It was danger. It was effort. It was something to be cautious about, not crave. And maybe that's the real strange part of this story. The idea that what feels so natural to us today once felt risky, rebellious, and even foolish to the people who lived just a few hundred years ago. If you've ever heard a strange historical habit that made you stop and think, I'd love to hear it. Drop it in the comments, and let's trade a few weird facts together.